Hello, my name is Richard Himmer. Welcome to an introduction into the Powerful Listening course. What if you could prospect without fear and do it enjoyably and efficiently? About a closing rate greater than 70%. What if doing things like you've always done is the very cause of your sales frustrations? Recent studies show that making a living as a sales professional is more difficult and continues to trend in that direction. Logic dictates that doing the same thing over and over again is not a recipe for success. Therefore, do you prefer to try harder, or perhaps is trying different now something you will consider? Every sales manager in the world wants to know the answer to this question. Interestingly enough, in my research and experience, the answer is not as elusive as previously thought. It is more an issue of not wanting to give up the old system in favor of a different one. It appears that we work more and produce less today. This is more and more common. Sales professionals are required to have more knowledge and sell harder. At least that's what the experts are saying. The first one, more work, less production, is statistically sound. The second one is an assumption, and the third one is an assumption on an assumption. Let's address the issue from a corporate point of view. First of all, we know that there are fewer salespeople making quota. The sales cycle is longer, and conversion rates are trending down. There are two primary sources of motivation according to research. One remains money. The other is trust. Compensation will probably always be a motivating factor, but we've learned that it's not necessarily the primary factor. And it is also not something that coaching or training is going to influence. Trust, on the other hand, is. When trust is absent, sales professionals respond by creating their own methods and beliefs. Let's use TELUS out of Canada as a short case study. The sales environment there was poor. There was very little trust in the incentive program, and employees were spending many hours counting their sales and calculating their wages. So they tried different. After implementing a more transparent and workable system, here are their results. The wasted hours on figuring individual pay dropped from 40 hours a month to 5 hours. The company recouped 17,730 hours of additional selling time in the first year alone and 52,500 in the second year. Sales units went from 1,328 to 16,656. This is a 103% return on their investment, or an ROI of $3,316. Well, what about you might ask? Can this work for me? How do we transition from a large corporation to me as an individual? Well, the research shows that trust remains the number one factor in all purchases of a significant value. The common denominator here remains trust. You see, listening is more powerful than persuasion, manipulation, and, as these so-called experts say, knowledge. Listening is a skill, and the skills of powerful listening will teach you how to develop emotional intimacy within the space you share with your prospects and clients. This is how trust is developed, and studies show that trust remains the number one factor for prospects when purchasing big-ticket items. If you want to learn the skills of powerful listening, come to Currency of Trust and go through our powerful listening workshops. Bye now.